Your manager just made a call that you think is wrong. You have the data, you have the reasoning, but saying I disagree to your managers in English at work feels like you're about to start a fight you can't win. So you say nothing and watch the wrong decision go forward. By the end of this video, you'll have 3 phrases to push back on your managers professionally, respectfully, and without damaging their relationship. Speak up. The show for non-native professionals who are fluent Puerto or from but still feel like something's off at work. Every week, real scenarios, real phrases, real confidence. Let's get into it. Alex is in a one-on-one with manager Jordan. Jordan has just decided to cut a key feature from the product launch to save time. Alex thinks this is a mistake. The feature is the main reason customers signed up.
So I've decided we're cutting the reporting feature from the launch. We need to move faster, and this will slow us down.
Okay, got it. Alex says nothing. The decision stands. 3 weeks later, customers start complaining. Jordan asks Alex, "Why didn't you say something?" Alex had no answer.
So I've decided we're cutting the reporting feature from the launch.
I don't think that's a good idea. That feature is the main reason customers signed up. If we cut it, we're going to have a serious problem. Jordan nods, doesn't change the decision, and mentally files it away. Alex is someone who pushes back instead of someone who solves problems. 2 wrong approaches, 1 outcome. Alex's view is ignored. 2 mistakes, and most non-native professionals make one of them. Mistake 1. Complete silence. Staying quiet feels safe, but to your manager, silence reads as agreement. And when the decision goes wrong, and you knew it would, you've lost your credibility twice. Once for not speaking up, once for not preventing the problem. Mistake 2. Confrontation without framing. I don't think that's a good idea. Sounds confident, but walking straight into a disagreement, no alignment, no data anchor, no alternative, reads as opposition, not input. The goal isn't to win the argument. The goal is to make your perspective heard and keep the relationship intact. There's a 3-step formula for that. Align first, anchor in evidence, offer an alternative, same meeting. This time, Alex uses the formula.
So I've decided we're cutting the reporting feature from the launch. We need to move faster, and this will slow us down.
I hear you on the timeline. I do want to flag one concern before we lock this in. Based on our customer research, the reporting feature was cited as the #1 reason for signups in our last survey. I'm worried that cutting it could affect retention in the first month. Would it be worth exploring a simplified version, just the core functionality, so we hit the timeline but still deliver something on that front?
I didn't know it was that prominent in the research. Let me think about the simplified version. Can you put together a quick scope by Thursday?
Absolutely. I'll have something for you by Thursday morning. Alex didn't win every point, but Alex's concern was heard. The manager reconsidered, and the relationship stayed intact. That's what professional pushback looks like. Let's break down the 3 phrases Alex used. Phrase 1. I hear you on the timeline. I do want to flag one concern before we lock this in. This is the alignment opener. Before you push back, you show you understand where your manager is coming from. I hear you on the timeline. You're not dismissing the decision, you're acknowledging the reasoning behind it. Before we lock this in, frames the conversation as still open. not as a challenge to a final decision. Compare. But the customer research shows this feature is very important. No alignment sounds like you're pointing out what the manager missed. I hear you on the timeline. I do want to flag one concern. Aligned, collaborative, opens the door without forcing it. Phrase 2. Based on our customer research, the reporting feature was cited as the number one reason for signups. This is the data anchor. Your concern isn't an opinion and it's grounded in evidence. I think customers really care about this feature. Opinion. Easy to dismiss. Based on our customer research, it was the number one reason for signups. Evidence. Much harder to dismiss. Notice I do want to flag one concern, not several problems, not a list of reasons. One. This signals I'm not trying to derail the decision. I have one specific contained point. Phrase 3. Would it be worth exploring a simplified version? This is the alternative offer. You're not just saying no, you're saying here's another way. We should do a simplified version instead. Tells the manager what to do, takes control away from them. Would it be worth exploring a simplified version? Invites the manager to consider, keeps them in control. Same idea. The second version keeps the manager in the decision, which is exactly where they need to feel. 3 situations. Use the 3-step formula. Situation 1. Your manager wants to launch a campaign next week. The assets aren't ready. Don't say, we're not ready. We need more time. Try this. I'm fully behind getting this launched. I do want to flag one concern before we commit. A few key assets aren't ready yet, and I'm worried a rushed launch could hurt the first impression. Would it be worth pushing by 1 week to make sure everything lands well? Situation 2. Your manager assigns you a new project, but you have a deadline this Friday on something else. Don't say, I don't think this should be my priority right now. Try this. I want to make sure I'm on the right thing. I do want to flag a quick concern. I have a deadline on X this Friday. If I switch now, that one will slip. Could we quickly align on which takes priority? Situation 3. Your manager's plan doesn't account for a risk you've identified. Don't say that plan won't work. You haven't thought about risk. Try this. I think the overall direction is strong. I do want to raise one thing before we move forward. I've been thinking about risk and I'm not sure we've fully accounted for it. Would it be worth 10 minutes looking at how we'd handle that scenario? Notice the pattern. Align first. Show you share the same goal. One concern. Anchor it in data or observation. Ask a question. Offer an alternative. Invite them to consider. 3 phrases from today. I hear you on their priority. I do want to flag one concern before we lock this in. Align before you push back. Based on data observation, D. Anchor your concern in evidence. Would it be worth exploring? Alternative. Offer a way forward. Don't just say no. Align, evidence, alternative. That's the formula. Here's the key takeaway from today. Disagreeing with your manager isn't about winning the argument. It's about making sure the best decision gets made and that your voice was part of it. This week, next time you disagree with a decision at work, try just the first phrase. I hear you on their priority. I do want to flag one concern before we lock this in. Just that one sentence. See how differently the conversation goes. Have you ever stayed silent when you should have spoken up, and regretted it? Tell me in the comment. The managers who remember you are not the ones who always agreed with them. They're the ones who push back well. Next week, how to say no at work in English without sounding uncooperative. See you then.